under someone's Pluto spell, or are you the one holding the power? Alright, let's talk about Pluto, the planet of power, control, obsession, and deep transformation. Have you ever been in a relationship, a friendship, or even a work situation where you feel completely overpowered? Like, no matter what you do, this person seems to have an invincible hold on you. You second guess yourself. You try to break free, but something keeps pulling you back. That's Pluto energy at play. And if you're on the receiving end of it, it can be exhausting, confusing, even downright terrifying. But then, here's the other side of the coin. What if you're the Pluto person? What if, without even realizing it, you're the one exerting control, making people feel like they can't escape your influence? Pluto is deep, that's for sure. It's magnetic, it's intense, but it can also be toxic if it's not handled correctly. So today, we're breaking it down. How do you know when you're being overpowered by someone's Pluto? Why do certain people feel why do certain people keep falling into these Pluto traps? How do you take your power back? And if you're the one with strong Pluto energy, how do you make sure you're not unintentionally making others miserable? Let's get into it. How do you know when you're caught in Pluto's grip? Let me paint you a picture. You meet someone and there is a instant pull. It's not necessarily about romance. It could be a boss, a friend, even a family member. Something about them just dominates your thoughts. Maybe they're charismatic, maybe they're mysterious, maybe they have this quiet power that makes you feel like they see right through you. And at first, it's fascinating, but then things start shifting. You feel like you can't say no to them. You're always thinking about their reaction before making decisions. When they're happy, you feel relieved. When they're upset, you feel like your world is crashing. You start making excuses for behavior that you know isn't okay. You try to leave, but something pulls you back. Sounds familiar? That's Pluto energy. Intense, binding, and consuming. And you know what the scariest part is? A Pluto dominant person may not even know they have a Pluto dominant person may not even be outwardly abusive to have this effect. They might not yell, threaten, or even demand anything from you. Sometimes they just sit back and exist while you tie yourself in knots trying to please them. Pluto doesn't control through force, it controls through gravity. So, why do some people keep falling into Pluto's trap? Not everyone gets caught up in Pluto's energy, that's a given. However, some people walk away. Of course, some people walk away immediately when they sense it. But why do others stay? Number one, I think it triggers an old wound within them. Pluto knows when you're vulnerable, it knows where you're vulnerable as well. If you grew up in an environment where love was mixed with control, secrecy, or manipulation, Pluto energy might feel weirdly familiar. Even if it's unhealthy, it's what you subconsciously expect from close relationships. Two, you probably mistake intensity for meaning. A Pluto connection doesn't always mean it's meant to be. It just means it's strong. And strength doesn't equal goodness. A hurricane is strong, a black hole is strong. That doesn't mean you should throw yourself into one, does it? Three, resistance feels like a losing battle. Sometimes Some people just give up, they get worn down. Fighting Pluto takes energy, and if someone has been subtly overpowering you for long enough, you may start to think, what's the point? And that way, Pluto wins. So, how do you take your power back? Well, Pluto only has power over you if you play its game. The moment you step out of the dynamic, it loses its grip. So, how do you break free? Well, for one, call it what it is. You got to name it. If someone is making you feel powerless, obsessed, or dependent, recognize it for what it is. Pluto energy is an action. Once you can name it, you can start resisting it. Two, be willing to detach emotionally. See, Pluto works by keeping you emotionally hooked. The more you react, whether with love, hate, fear, or obsession, the stronger its hold. But if you start responding with neutrality, Pluto starts losing control. Think of it like this: a magician can't do tricks if you're not looking at them. Pluto can't manipulate you if you stop feeding into the drama. 3. Strengthen your own Pluto, aka own your dark side. Yes, baby. The best way to counteract someone else's Pluto is to activate your own. That means owning your power, facing your fears, becoming unshakable. I'll take that again. The best way to counteract someone else's Pluto is to activate your own. That means owning your power, facing your fears, becoming unshakable. One more time for those in the back. The best way to counteract someone else's Pluto is to activate your own shit. That means owning your power, facing your fears, becoming unshakable. See, Pluto dominant people who don't respect weakness, they respect strength. And the moment you show them you won't be controlled, they have no choice but to back off. So let's flip the scripts. What if you are the Pluto person and you are unintentionally overpowering others? That happens. Some people are Plutonian, they can't help it. Natal aspects to Pluto just makes you Plutonian. You didn't cause it. It was just the signature that you were born with. I think one thing that is key is to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, do people act nervous around you? Do they avoid confronting you because they don't want to set you off? Do they feel immensely drawn to you but also kind of scared? If so, you might be the Pluto figure in their life. Are you controlling without realizing it? Pluto energy doesn't always look like evil mastermind behavior. Sometimes it's subtle. You expect people to be loyal at all costs. You feel betrayed when someone sets a boundary with you. You hold on to grudges and make people pay for crossing you. You like to keep people guessing about where they stand with you. Sometimes we do these things without even realizing its effect on people. Of course, we realize its effects when others do it to us. So, this sets the premise for an argument to channel Pluto in a healthy way. Pluto energy isn't bad, it's just powerful. And like any power, it can be used for good or harm. Instead of using it to control others, use it to transform yourself and help others transform. Inspire change without forcing it. Empower instead of overpower. Let go of control and trust that real power doesn't require domination. That's the challenge for Pluto people, learning to be powerful without being destructive. So the question is, who will own who? Will you let Pluto own you or will you own your own Pluto? Pluto energy is no joke. It can make or break relationships, careers, and even your sense of self. But here's the good news, you don't have to be at its mercy. If you're stuck under someone's Pluto spell, you can break free. If you're the one holding Pluto's power, you can wield it responsibly. Pluto is about transformation. The real question is, would you use it to imprison yourself or to liberate? There are people in pop culture who hold Plutonic powers. Beyonce is one of those people. Oprah Winfrey is one of those people. Michael Jordan is one of those people. Kobe Bryant was one of those people. All these people have strong Plutonic aspects in their natal charts.